Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Lydia and today I want to show you how to make southern banana pudding. Southern banana pudding is so stinking good. I was inspired to make this recipe because my husband and we went out to eat a couple weeks ago, grabbed some barbecue. It's awesome, by the way. The South is known for good barbecue, but I think a lot of places are known for their barbecue. And my husband actually ordered banana pudding. Total surprise. It was so good. And I was like, I'm gonna make this at home. It's gonna be a million times better. And it was. If you guys are interested in simple recipes that you guys can make at home that are not super complicated, because I don't like super complicated stuff. I like things simple, easy. I'm impatient and I like things easy. So if you guys like that kind of stuff, that's kind of your jam. Make sure you guys subscribe, give me a like, leave me comments, and let me show you how to make some southern banana pudding that's super delicious. First thing I want you to do is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Then to a medium saucepan, add in your 1 cup of sugar, your cornstarch, and your salt. Give everything a quick mix just so everything is incorporated. Once everything is combined, you want to add about half a cup of cold milk and you want to whisk it into this mixture. You want to do this just so the cornstarch has a chance to mix in, so it doesn't form any clumps or lumps or anything like that. So once everything is nicely combined, add in the rest of your milk and give this mixture a good mix. Once it is nicely combined, you want to go ahead and add in your egg yolks. So I went ahead and just whisked them really fast just so they are all broken up. Once they were all broken up, I went ahead and added them to my saucepan as well. I'm doing this all in one step instead of like tempering eggs and stuff like that. So I went ahead, added all of my egg yolks. Make sure you scrape the bowl. I tend to not show this on camera, but I do scrape the bowl just because it's really important to get all the bits of eggs or whatever you're using. So go ahead, mix it up. Once it's all mixed up, take it to your stovetop, and on medium heat, you want to bring this mixture to a simmer. Now, do not walk away from this because if you do, it could burn on the bottom and that is not what you want. So make sure you are stirring constantly. Once it's at a simmer, you'll see that it gets nice and thick. You want to cook it for around 3 more minutes until it is super thick. Something like this, you want that kind of consistency. You do not want this watery, you want it pudding consistency. So I went ahead, took it off the stovetop, gave it another quick mix because I like to mix my stuff. I went ahead and added my butter, my vanilla, gave it a good mix. The vanilla adds flavor, the butter adds just like a beautiful shine to it. Once your butter and your vanilla is all combined into your pudding mixture, you want to run this through a sieve. Now you want to do this because you don't want any clumps in your pudding or you don't want any like cooked egg pieces or shell or anything weird. So do this in batches. I'm doing this in batches because my sieve is kind of small, and do this over a clean bowl. I'm using a rubber spatula, but you can use a wooden spoon or a metal spoon. Honestly, just use what you have. Get the job done. And even though you probably sat around mixing the pudding, believe me, you might have a little bit of cooked eggs. I sure did, and I was mixing it the entire time. So this is kind of what you're left with. That's kind of gross. You don't want that in your pudding, so just toss that out. And then I'm just stirring this mixture using a clean spatula because I didn't feel like rinsing my other spatula. Yeah, I get lazy sometimes. You don't need to worry about cooling this mixture completely, so just set it aside so it cools slightly. I'm using Nilla wafers. You can use pretty much any type of vanilla wafers that you like. I'm using 1 package. You don't need more unless you're like doubling this. Then make sure you reserve some wafers for the top just so you can make it look nice and pretty, and make sure you're reserving some bananas for the top as well. And then you can start adding all of your wafers on the bottom of your baking dish. Now, I ended up layering this like a truffle, but I wish I would have just added all of my wafers to the bottom of my baking dish instead of, creating this layered effect. I didn't really like it. I didn't like that I didn't have enough custard in one bite. I just really like the custard. That was like my favorite part of the dessert. So all I did was I layered my wafers, then I layered my sliced bananas, and then I put about half of the custard onto this layer and I just spread it so it was nice and even. And then I went ahead and repeated this with the wafers and the bananas and then the custard on top of that. And again, I wish I wouldn't have done this. I mean, it would look really pretty if you have like a truffle bowl, but I didn't like it. I just wanted more custard in every single bite, but you do what works for you. So I went ahead and did all this. Next, you want to add your egg whites to a very large bowl and add in your cream of tartar. And then you want to mix it until soft peaks form. Once you get soft peaks, you want to slowly add in your sugar. Make sure you're not adding it all in at once, and make sure you dissolve your sugar completely into the meringue because you don't want the meringue to weep Undissolved sugar can cause that to happen. That basically means your meringue gets watery. Once your sugar is completely dissolved and you have stiff peaks, you can go ahead and add this meringue to your pudding. Make sure you didn't cool your pudding completely in the refrigerator, because if you did, that can create condensation in between the two layers when you're baking it, and that also can cause weeping of the meringue. Also, don't over bake your meringue. And all I'm doing here is making sure the meringue is all the way to the edges. I'm flattening it out, making sure everything is nice and even. I'm also using my rubber spatula and pulling up a little bit on the meringue just so it has like these beautiful peaks. I think it looks really beautiful when it bakes. It gets golden brown, but you don't have to do it like this. Just do whatever works for you. I kind of like mine to look a little bit jaggedy. So I went ahead and did all that. Once I was satisfied, I went ahead and baked this for 10 minutes. You could do 10, 15 minutes. I probably should have done more like 13 minutes, but I pulled it out right at the 10-minute mark. Then you want to let this cool slightly. What I want you to do before you allow it to cool slightly, I want you to decorate it. So now it looks pretty, you know, it has nice fluffy white clouds with a little bit of, you know, like golden brownness going on. But I went ahead and added my wafers that I reserved straight away into it. You just have to gently, you know, push them into the meringue. I added my bananas. I'm sure you guys can make yours look a lot better than me, but you know, this is just what I'm working with. I'm not that creative. I took a few pictures. I hope you guys enjoyed them. And then you are ready to serve this up. You want to wait about 10 minutes just before you serve it. Now, when you serve it, it's not the prettiest thing, but hey, it is one of the best things that you can put into your mouth. I also want you to keep in mind that we are using fresh bananas for this recipe. And since you're using fresh bananas, once you slice them, they tend to turn brown, so their lifeline isn't very long. So if you are planning to make this dessert, make it probably like 2 hours, 3 hours max in advance. You don't want to go over that because you don't want to be serving people brown bananas. That's just not very pretty. And this is a close-up of what it looks like, since it's not the prettiest of desserts, but it is really good. I hope I inspired you to make some banana pudding, some southern banana pudding. I love things that are easy. I really like the way it turned out. I think it looks beautiful, it looks gorgeous. Feed it to your people. I think they'll enjoy it. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Leave me comments, give me a like, share my videos. Let me know if you have any more recommendations, and I will see you guys next time. See ya.